Hey guys, welcome back to the Pondr podcast. Today we have Wyatt on, the president of the KU Motorcycle Club. Wyatt, I'd love to hear kind of an intro about you. Who are you? Where are you from? What brings you to KU?
Well, it's great to be here, Calvin. Thank you guys so much for having me and coming in on the entrepreneurship podcast. I feel like I've been more entrepreneurship oriented than ever. But starting here at KU, I'm a business administration major. I've been here for 4.5 years now. Not everyone gets through the 4-year track, just like they say. But along the road, I have done a lot, seen a lot, rode a lot, and just had fun. I love KU. And if I stay around here, I would definitely send my kids here along and be a part of the culture.
Love it, love it. What's the favorite thing you've been involved in your time at KU so far?
I think the favorite thing has to be motorcycles, like overall. Motorcycles go way back. I started riding when I was like 3 and stepped my way up since there, but we can get more into that later. My second favorite thing here has probably been learning about finance. Even though I'm not like a traditional finance major, I've kind of like begged and pleaded my way into the classes I was interested in to kind of get that financial knowledge. I'm doing the insurance and risk management certificate right now at KU as well, and I've been on the applied portfolio management team for 3 semesters now.
Wow.
So investing, anything finance, just kind of learning how the world works in the background is a big thing that interests me.
Honestly, tell us more about the Applied Portfolio Management class. A lot of people hear about that. It's usually abbreviated as APM, right?
Yeah, so it's APM. We have a whole investing lab down on the 2nd floor. It's got like stock tickers that come through every day with updated stocks. But APM is called Finance 450 for anybody looking for the class. 450 is just going to be for 1 semester. You go through, like, do deep valuations on stocks and companies and find those good value buys, like a company that makes good financials, is a good solid business for 5 to 10 years out. And once you find that good valuation, you determine if a company's a good buy, it's at a decent price, it's not too overvalued. You pull out all the financials and everything and create a presentation with your group weekly and present to the rest of the class. And in that class, there's also the Finance 600. That's the actual applied portfolio managers, you call us, but we take in all of the analysts' picks from the lower class and make decisions on the portfolio. We meet 1 more day a week, but this class is from 3 till sometimes 7 some nights.
Wow.
We get to meet with guest speakers from different hedge funds and financial roles that manage money or deal with investments almost every week. And then after their presentation, after they hear our stock pitches and everything, we get to go to a local venue or restaurant and eat and have drinks with them if you're old enough.
Very cool. Yeah. So where did the funds come from that you guys invest with?
So these are actually donated or gifted funds through KU, and they take these funds and invest them in either bonds or stocks, just to kind of keep things growing. We pull out from the fund to like sponsor activities through the business school. We have sold a couple stocks to do that, but mostly I think it's just like KU's kind of play money, I wouldn't really say. There's about 600,000 almost that we manage right now. A little bit lower since the market's been. But we're looking at making some serious moves on the portfolio and switching things up.
Very cool. That's super exciting. So yeah, I guess switching kind of from the academic side back to KU Motorcycle Club, how did you originally get involved in the club? You talked about, you've been riding bikes for a long time, but how did you find the club?
So I feel like this is kind of like, I don't know, ironic to say, but I feel like the club kind of found me. Like, I've been riding around KU since I was freshman. I came to KU with a street legal dirt bike, and I had been riding that dirt bike since I got it junior year of high school. Worked my butt off. I had a lawn mowing business that I did in high school for a while, and did some really good days, a lot of times of the week. was booking out customers and everything, and then came to KU, and should have kept it up looking at it from the entrepreneurship side, but just kind of lost time to do it and fell out of that. But it got me a lot of kind of business knowledge and mostly the money to get into motorcycles. That first dirt bike game, I was 15, 16, barely able to get it legal on the road. But I'd ridden smaller dirt bikes up until then. But that first one, being able to ride on the road and go out and meet people, go to places you think are cool, just explore the city, was really where it all started. And going out and meeting new people, for sure. Starting in Leavenworth, I probably had, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 friends that actually rode, and one of them we rode all the time. His name was Ron, dirt biking all the time. We both started on really shitty bikes. He had a little 125. I had a little Chinese dirt bike I built out of a crate called a Tao Tao. They still sell those things. You can buy them for $1,200.
Oh,
Build them out of the crate, get them running. But I rode that thing till it quit, and the clutch, I had to change the clutch out and sold it for $1,500.
So did the club exist before you came to KU, and there was like a kind of team running it before, or did you kind of create it?
No, so that freshman year, I was just riding around town, meeting more and more riders because it's a college town. There's going to be more bikes, but started adding everyone to a Snapchat group. We probably had 150, 160, 180 at some point in the Snapchat group. And this, by the time sophomore summer, I was like, this is getting so big. I'm still a student here. Why not make it something at KU? So I went through the process of getting everything registered with the student organization program, getting all of the emails from students that were interested in helping out, and filling out just those basic roles for us to become a legitimate club. And then junior year, it took off from there. I was doing weekly meets on top of doing full-time school and working part-time. I would do like video recap for all the meets and just take all the pictures I could, wear a GoPro and vlog some of it, and just try and basically get like the whole day like all in one video. And had a lot of fun doing that for a while, but really takes up a lot of your time to get footage, edit the footage, make it to where you think people would like it. And I don't want to say it's fallen off, but it's become fewer and further between, with my time at least. Still love the club. Like, I have so much passion for the KU Motorcycle Club, and it going on almost 3 years now. I have big plans to keep it going, and I'd love to fill you guys in here once we get past these nuggets.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd love to hear more about you kind of naturally became the president of this club, which I feel that's what happens with a lot of these student clubs, is because there's not a lot of structure when you originally come in, and then you end up taking on all of the responsibilities for it.
Yeah.
So marketing and leadership and...
Yeah, at first it started being like a lot less, just kind of me dipping my toe in, taking some pictures, posting them on our Facebook, then starting an Instagram, and as it slowly builds out more and more, as it becomes more of a team and less of a club, or where it should be a team, it gets to be a bit. So
yeah, and so kind of now that you've been able to reflect on that over kind of as running the club, what changes would you want to start making to be able to make it easier on yourself and allow this club to continue even after you leave?
So definitely finding people that can take on what they can, help out, and just keep exploring that passion is the goal for the club. Helping students find those skills that they may have interest in leadership, marketing, photography. We need people in graphics design, pretty much any role that can help expand the club, as long as somebody has that deep interest and is willing to just kind of get started with what skills they have, or even from nothing. You don't even have to have a motorcycle, but yeah, I'm getting sidetracked.
No, it's really interesting too when you talk about the club. It's like the intersection between entrepreneurship and some of these programs is really interesting. because you don't think of a club as like a venture or starting your own business. I think this applies to a lot of things in life, even some classes. You don't think of the work that you're putting in as entrepreneurship. We like to think of the kind of high-tech startup as entrepreneurship. But in a lot of cases, things like running a club is like running a business.
Yeah.
And so it's so interesting to see how your entrepreneurship experience crosses over into the club experience. So what entrepreneurship programs have you been involved in through the business school that have, you think made a positive impact on that skill set that now is transferred over to the motorcycle club?
You were literally reading my mind. I was about to go into that.
That's great.
But the KU Catalyst at the business school, the Catalyst program, like Calvin was saying, I kind of went into that program with just the club, not really seeing the club as like a business yet, but more as just wanting to build out that reputation and building out our kind of brand reach and the amount of eyes and members that we have in the club. Right now we're a little over 250 members on Facebook, slowly growing each time we have more meets, but the goal for the club now that I have kind of more business oriented is get those eyes outreach further than KU, further than Lawrence, further than Kansas City even. If we can get the KU Motorcycle Club to just kind of keep steady growth. Yeah, I haven't really projected it out to be super soon since we don't have an established team and everything, but within 1 and 2 years of hard work, I definitely see we can make some progress.
Tell me more about, I have a hard time visualizing what the events look like when you come together as a club. Like when I think of accounting club, I can, see them down in the classroom doing accounting or preparing for interviews or whatever that looks like. But what does an event look like for the motorcycle club?
So really not much preparation right now, maybe packing a bag full of camera gear. But just setting up a date and time to bring those riders, those students, people interested in cars, people interested in bikes, giving them a date, a time, and a place to all meet. And whether we just meet or just ride, normally we show up, we hang out for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, depending on what kind of event it is, but just talk, chat about bikes, we'll get some pictures, and just have some fun. We do this at different venues, different restaurants, scenic outlooks, places like that. Sometimes even out in Kansas City. But one of our most recent events here on this Sunday, the KC Sports Bike Society season closer out in Kansas City. This is the last meet of the year for them, so it's the biggest meet in Kansas City, Missouri, like this whole region. There's thousands of motorcycles that show up to this venue downtown each year. And we normally meet in Lawrence at a gas station, hang out for 30 minutes, and then we'll all cruise out to Kansas City. I'll try and be vlogging the whole time, but cruise out, get pictures. I'll bring a drone sometimes and just try and have fun as a club out in some other place with different bikes, different people. But yeah, that's been a lot of fun, just doing that over the years and wanting to expand it more. I feel like there's definitely a lot of interest for KU in Kansas City, so even starting to merge those markets, we can see something.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And then, you talk about, those are really exciting things for this semester, which is cool, but tell me more about kind of what excites you coming up this semester or next semester as well, about kind of changes in leadership, I know is a big one, but then also these kind of new fun events that you're doing.
Yeah, so probably most exciting this semester is going to be getting the team together. Getting this club finally succeeded. I've been in succession planning for about a year, maybe a little more, just figuring out how this club is going to live on without like just me making it run. And I think we've made some solid plans. We've got some solid like role descriptions and different benefit packages. I've been talking all around town. KU Small Business Development Center, downtown Lawrence. They're a big resource for anybody entrepreneurship minded looking to start. But yeah, just keeping everything rolling and just keeping making those events out there.
Absolutely.
Trying to keep events coming out.
What other resources have been most helpful for you? I mean, you talk about some resources that are outside the university. Have you found that to be easier? But also, including the resources that are also within the university, or where do you get those from?
Any sort of entrepreneurship help center, like if they'll help just sit you down, talk with you for free, especially if you're really passionate about something, I feel like they can be a big help. Finding a good mentor that might have some field experience or anything, and just shoot them an email, picking their brain, anything like that. For me personally, I would just say talking through with my professors and other kind of business-minded individuals, just talking about it, kind of always keeping it on the forefront. I feel like I'm a really bad at, me personally, I'm bad at like speaking things into existence or speaking things out of existence. Sometimes I say things too early before they happen. I start speaking them out loud, and I feel like it jinxes me sometimes.
Yeah, but, that's interesting.
It really doesn't. The more you speak something into existence, and the more you try and like think it into reality, the more it starts to kind of formate.
I say it's really interesting because I feel like a lot of entrepreneurship, especially for younger entrepreneurs, it's so internal. It's so in your head constantly. We have these ideas. I want to do this thing. And maybe we write them down, or maybe we start talking about them. But most people never actually take the first step to start those things. And so one of the best things that I've found as well, in the few things that I've been able to be involved in, is to write it down, start talking about it. Like, this is how this podcast existed. For a long time, it was like, oh, I want to start a podcast. And nothing really happened with it until I started telling people, I'm going to start a podcast. And suddenly, I talked to you, and now it became a reality, and we're here. So, speaking to existence.
The first week, you had your first meeting that Friday. We met with my business pitch. That's awesome.
Exactly. So speaking to existence is very, very real. So I'm glad that you've continued to have this conversation with your club and been able to now bring it to the rest of the club. Speaking to the people who are usually just coming over to an event, not thinking much of it, riding around, having fun. Now they're got it in their mind. Wow, maybe I could actually help in some real way for the long-term development of this club.
Yeah, and even if you just want to show up and hang out and have fun, that's totally fine too. But definitely making it like a platform for creatives, for anybody interested is been a big dream here recently.
When you imagine the club, like, it's in a really good place right now. Like, you absolutely set the foundation by all means. There's some clubs here at KU that have been around for, several years at this point. I think the Entrepreneurship Club has been around for more than 30, 40 years, which is ridiculous. Crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, it ebbs and flows, ups and down all the time. There's several years where nothing happens at all, and then several years where we're starting a podcast. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But when you look into the future for Motorcycle Club, and you really see that ideal club, maybe 5 years out from now, what do you imagine is that kind of ideal scenario for the Motorcycle Club?
This club would be like a media marketing team at KU, where we're able to go out into the world and capture creative content or intriguing content, motorcycle content, for businesses just to post on YouTube, but really just a platform for anybody interested in doing photography, doing videography, interested in motorcycles, interested in cars, just interested in creating, and getting their, I keep saying skills, but like just getting their involvement up, because the club will definitely give back. I've kind of been thinking through things and how we reward everyone, and it's got to go both ways. You help us out, we have to help you out. So I've been working with the Small Business Development Center on getting micro internships for the KU Motorcycle Club for those creative marketing roles, or even leadership roles, accounting roles. If we get things going well enough on the revenue side and it's able to actually be a real opportunity, I don't see why they wouldn't. And
you highlight a very interesting point, is that the incentives behind clubs is inherently very difficult. I mean, in our classes we have like grades or GPA, or the professor saying you have to turn this assignment in or you're going to be late, or pressure from parents or whoever else it may be. But clubs, there's very little incentive to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
One of the biggest influences for how I've kind of like thought the club out and broken it up. I can't vouch for it being a great book, but it was a book I got my hands on through the Catalyst and Entrepreneurship Club at KU, Slicing Pie. I'd have to look up who the writer of it is, but didn't read all the way through the book. But it basically describes how you can slice your business up into equity, and you're able to hand that equity out, and then as the business grows, those people that are helping you out grow with the business. Slicing Pie, really good book.
No, that's an interesting comparison.
Thinking of
It's
the
like,
business as a pie.
I wonder what would you think the equity of Motorcycle Club is? Like, what are those pieces of the pie that you're giving out to leadership?
Yeah, for right now, it's just those roles and experience and resume boost. But
Absolutely.
once we're able to start making revenue from social media, views, we're able to start getting some merchandise going. We're able to start getting sponsorship from doing marketing for businesses and different stuffs on the platform. We'd be able to give out chunks of equity, chunks of the pie, royalty percentages to the people that are helping with the club, with whatever product they produce. The product blows up bigger, you get more of a pie, you get more of a slice. But that's really kind of been the driver of like breaking everything up and making sure it's all even for everybody. Otherwise, we're purely just riding on passion, which is a big, it's a big wish, and it really shines when it works. But I mean, not the whole world can't just run on passion.
Absolutely. I think it can work for 1 or 2 years, especially
Yeah.
starting a club.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But a lot of the time, and it's unfortunate, it's just that passion runs out. And we see this in entrepreneurship too. It's like most of my businesses, it's been like passion the first 6 months, and it's like, oh wow, this is very difficult.
Yep.
And so if you can transition out of it and you have those incentives to back it up, then the passion will remain. Mm-hmm. But you can't just be on the grindstone for years after years without any return on it. Yeah. So that's really interesting.
I feel like that is the hardest thing in entrepreneurship, is just keeping your head to the grindstone. And sometimes you'll get to that point where you're like, damn, maybe this won't work. Let's work on another idea. Big problem of mine is to have lots of ideas at once. We are focused beings. We're meant to be focused. Having too many things to focus on doesn't really, it can help you in the long run. You can get good at multitasking, but I find really focusing in, honing in on whatever you're wanting out of life is really where it's at.
Absolutely. And I think college is the perfect time to do that.
Heck yeah.
You get thrown in there, you have all these priorities, and you have to start managing them. So that's great. And then you talked about kind of the internship programs, going a little bit back, but working with other resources. What would you love to be able to work with? In the business school especially, I think we have access to a lot of these resources through other clubs. Who or what are those clubs that you'd love to work with in order to maybe have some of these internship programs be a partnership between these clubs?
We love content and creative anything. If you're a creative and are interested in bikes, interested in motorcycles, we don't even have to be interested in that stuff. We can do videography and photography on the side and just meet and talk about cameras, talk about how stuff works. But art club, definitely would love to step in for the entrepreneurship club and just talk to whoever's interested in there. The car club, we do collabs with the car club probably monthly. The car club's been around at KU for 6-7 years now. They had a really good team starting, and the chancellor of KU is their advisor. So they're able to pull a lot of strings all on campus.
That would make it easy. Yes.
Our last season closer for the year, last spring, was we closed down Jayhawk Boulevard and had a car club along the whole boulevard. Cars lined down the street, bikes lined down the sidewalk, vendors on the sidewalks. It was a big event. Definitely check it out. Check out our Facebook. I'll link everything in here, but if you want to see that event, I've got the whole thing recorded.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's super exciting.
That's a lot of the capturing the whole day and putting it into one video. I love being able to get really exciting days like that and just having a memory of it and just being able to say, yeah.
Well, yeah. Honestly, to close it out, I'd love to hear if there was a student out there that wanted to be a part of a club or start a new club based on their passion or hobby. What advice would you give them, or maybe even looking back to yourself when you were starting to create the motorcycle club? What advice would you give that person?
Just find a way to get people interested and to get people to come together, I think has been the biggest thing. I was doing all of that before I even wanted to do a club, but that is like the main part of doing a club is bringing people together. And if you can get interest and passion along with that, that club is going to be set for its success, at least for the short term. Take some planning for the long term, but that's where it all starts.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so then finally to close it out, if someone is interested and they want to be more involved in the motorcycle club, what's the next event? How can they get more involved?
Heck yeah. Our next event is this Sunday. We're riding out to the KC Sports Bike Society closer. Look out for more events here on our Facebook at KU Motorcycle Club or our Instagram, KU_Motorcycle Club. I'll stitch anything I can in here, but thank you guys so much for having me, and hopefully we'll have more here in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being on, Wyatt.
Heck yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Great.
Yay.
Nice. We did it. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. I love the helmet.
Into the